The pitch from Acevedo. A drive deep to right field. Down the line. The Mariners win this game 2-1. The dream lives. They're going to the playoffs. 1-1 from Jansen. There you go. Left field. We got a tie ball game. Julio. Oh, baby, what a moment. Tie ball game at 7-7.
Sam, later in that 2022 season, all Mariners fans remember the clinch. And funny enough, you're the first person from that team who we've had on here. So we got to get the inside scoop. When Cal hits that ball, A, where were you? B, what do you just remember about that moment?
I was actually on deck, you guys. And in my head, Cal was going to walk and I was going to hit the home run. But that's neither here nor there. And after he hit that home run, I'll be honest with you, I kind of blacked out. I don't really remember much, but I have seen this picture float around where I'm like standing just off home plate, looking up at the sky in just sort of astonishment. And then, I couldn't even tell you the next 30, 40 minutes. It was just, a culmination of a whole year of 21 years, and you could feel it in that stadium.
Did you have an idea of exactly what you were going to do for whatever you were going to do at the plate?
It was going to look just like Cal's.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask is, do you have even much memory from how you reacted when that thing happened? Because I heard Ty France tell a similar story where it's like, I guess I grabbed the gum bucket, but I just remember blacking out and running out there. So it sounds like for you and probably for a lot of guys, it was kind of the same thing that you can't even remember.
No, I mean, if I didn't have that picture to show me exactly what I was doing in that moment, I wouldn't have been able to tell you.
Do you think you were able to really grasp the emotion of the moment?
No, I mean, just because I haven't been a Mariners fan for 21 years and I haven't gone through what that city's gone through, and then to finally break that sort of drought. I'm going to say no, but you try.
Would talking to a guy like Matt Boyd help? I mean, his interview in the clubhouse after that was one of the best things I've ever seen from a professional baseball player. I know, like a lot of you guys, you are very professional. It's like, hey, this is cool. We clinched. Job's not done. But like Matt knew what the moment was because he lived it. He lived through all of it, and now has got to be a part of that team. And it's just the coolest thing to this day.
Mm-hmm. You see emotion like that out of anybody, let alone a player, to give you that sort of emotion and passion. And you'd see that out of fans as well. And that's the beauty of sports.
So you said for about 30 or 40 minutes, like you feel like you can't even remember what happened next. Like, when does the memory start? Like, when do you start to kind of come to your senses of like what's going on? Is it during the clubhouse party?
I don't even know how quickly this situation occurred, but I remember like running around the field with my teammates in kind of the entire warning track. And that in that moment, at times you were just like, wow, I'm doing this. Like, we did this. Nobody has left the stadium. We're running around, talking and giving high fives, and you're just kind of like, this is incredible.
So almost as important as the clinch itself is the feeling in the lineup next day. What's it like being part of a hangover lineup?
I mean, I knew I was going to be in there. That's definitely my role in what I needed to do. So I tried to keep it under control that night. I tried to get some sleep that night because, like you said, the job's not done. There's still another game tomorrow. And even more importantly, we got playoffs coming up, and stay sharp, stay competitive, stay hungry.
Light bench, too.
Light bench.
Yeah.
You know what? You did your job that day because I don't even know if you remember. You drove in 3 runs the next day.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
How long did that clubhouse party go on that night?
I mean, it probably depends on who you talk to. But I'm sure some of the staff and the clubhouse staff and the employees, they probably ran it up a little bit longer, knowing they didn't have to suit it up the next day. But it's euphoria in that clubhouse, and you're thanking and you're so happy for, 6 hard months of work.
It really stunk for you, Sam, though, because the next series you get hurt and you don't get to participate. I mean, have you ever been more disappointed?
That was a tough one, because one of my goals is to make a playoff roster, and I can't say that I've done that yet. So I still want to accomplish that. I still want to be one of 13 position players when we play a wild card game or a divisional series game. So, that was hard, but it's part of the game, and your teammates got to pick you up, and that's just baseball.
Did you know right away after sliding into second base, or were you kind of hoping maybe it's a day-to-day thing?
No, I knew right away. It felt like somebody shot me from the third deck. And I was on crutches for probably 4 or 5 days afterwards. And, I even kind of struggled to come back in 2023. I was slow to spring training, kind of slow getting out of the gates. And, it's a sensitive area and somewhere that doesn't rehab very easily.
Yeah, that makes sense. So how long was that recovery process then?
I mean, I would say like I wasn't 100% myself until probably late April. I could still do my job at the level I needed to do it, but that confidence, that that no doubt that I can jump into a net or make a crazy slide or do some of those, acrobatic things might have not been quite there until, maybe a month into the season.
Sam, I want to dial it back to when you were probably learning baseball and more specifically learning how to switch hit. When did you learn and really start dedicating yourselves to hitting both sides of the plate?
It's probably going to surprise you, but I didn't start until I was 16.
I feel like that's a good time to start.
Yeah, again, like I was a small middle infielder, right-handed hitter from Denver, Colorado, with very little interest from any schools. And I had a coach tell me, he goes, "Hey man, you're kind of fast. It might help if you hit left-handed." And from that day forward, I started brushing my teeth left-handed, hitting left-handed, trying to do as much stuff as I could left-handed to just make myself more valuable.
Or you're actually serious with all the like left-handed stuff outside of the box?
Yes.
Wow. So does that help?
Yeah, I mean, right now I throw baseball left-handed a lot, like probably 3-4 times a week, just to teach myself body coordination, hand-eye coordination, transferring of weight, all those little fine motor skills that you get when you truly are left-handed.
I think you should play a trick on everybody if the Mariners again make the playoffs this season and they get down to the end of the season and the games don't really matter as much and they throw you out there at shortstop. Just, like pull a quick one on them, put the glove on the other hand and do at least one throw left-handed.
Maybe in warm-ups. Maybe I'll do that for you in warm-ups.
Okay. I think that would be funny.
Yeah, or even I was gonna say, if it's like a spring training game and or even spring training practice and there's cameras on you and stuff, yeah, just all of a sudden start throwing the ball left-handed and you just borrow somebody's left-handed glove and make everybody go like, "What in the world is going on? What is he doing?" Like
I've had a few people ask me that, like, "What are you doing?" Yeah. Maybe I'll pitch left-handed this year. You never know, guys.
That would be sick. If you get in one of these blowout games, especially if the team's winning by a lot, and you get up there, and again, maybe you don't want to actually pitch in a live game left-handed, but if you were warming up left-handed on the mound, that would stir things up.
Absolutely.